Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the JKWD podcast. Hope you are doing awesome. Before we get into it, we want to acknowledge that September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. If you need help, get help. Talk to somebody. Talk to anybody. They'll try to help you out. From there, we'll move on. Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go. Kelvin, how you doing?
Doing fine, sir.
Good.
Lovely day here in, I keep calling this upstate New York, but this is really central New York.
Yeah.
And
it depends on where you are, because the Harlem's upstate to some people.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. Well, we up here in the Syracuse area. Nice day so far, and I'm enjoying it. Feeling good. Had a little adventure yesterday out in my world, and spent the majority of the day out on a lake somewhere. It's lake, river, I don't know what it was. It was a lot of water, and I couldn't stand up on the bottom. So with some friends, and we had a good time. So all in all, I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great. I went out and ran 9 miles this morning. Not fast, but done is better than fast, I guess.
That's what they say.
I'm sitting here all bundled up because I'm trying something new that I heard about on a little running in the heat seminar. Okay. So I'm sitting in my garage, which already doesn't have air conditioning, and it's noon now as we're recording, and it's getting pretty warm. But I'm wearing a winter hat and a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I took a screenshot of that. We may have to put that on the air.
What do you mean the high is going to be 88?
Oh my goodness!
But I do feel that. Yeah, I've only been doing this for a few days, so it's hard to tell. But hard to tell for real. There's no science behind it yet. Felt a little easier this morning. It was also a little cooler than it's been. It was about 72 when I set out for my run, and that felt super good.
I will imagine after what you've been running through. Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. The one thing that the heat seminar did say was, this stuff doesn't really apply to humid places, which is Savannah. It's very humid, because some of making you sweat is that the sweat has a place to evaporate to, and that's not true in a humid environment. In a humid environment, your sweat stays on you, so it actually doesn't have that much of a cooling effect.
But I mean, you had to give it a shot just to see,
Yeah. So anecdotally, it's more comfortable anyway to, when I pull the sweatshirt off. Yeah, it's. So I also started rucking. I don't know if you know what that is. I'm walking around town with a 30-pound plate on my back.
You are?
Yeah.
Like on purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly because it feels a lot lighter when you take it off.
There's a lot to that philosophy, but I don't think I'm going to try all of them. Yeah, a 30. Really? So what's it do for you in the end? I mean, does it make you more agile? Does it make you better?
Well, I'm a little stronger because 30 pounds is pretty heavy, actually, It turns out. I guess you pick up a 30-pound kid, you'd know, right? That's about your average 3-year-old. If you walked around with a 3-year-old on your back for a couple hours, and you'd be getting stronger. But again, also because running, you land with depending on how fast you're going. I'm not going that fast, but you land with up to 12 times your body weight force. 12 Gs they call that. I'm probably at my speed more like 4 Gs, 5 Gs, but it's still, times your body weight that you're landing on.
Mhm.
So if you're used to walking around at 1 G heavier than you're running, at least you've got that much weight off when you
Gotcha.
land. Yeah.
Interesting concept. I may have to look that up. I may have to give it a shot. I got to figure out why I want to give that a shot. I'm sure, but
you probably actually have to spend more time leaving your house. To do that.
Well, I don't know if I need to leave the house, or if I just need to leave the single spot I sit in my house.
That's true.
Be better, yeah. But yeah, I left my house. I was out all day yesterday, man.
That's right. You're on a boat too.
On a boat. Yeah, in the middle of some place I could not stand up in. So it ended up kind of being kind of fun. I may end up doing that again sometime.
Cool.
Some of the people I sent pictures to thought it was fun. So, hey, you never know. Kelvin has to do something out of his ordinary once in a while.
That's right.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay. So I wanted to talk today about cleaning your room, and I don't know if we talked about this lately. I don't bother to look at the episode list. I think we've mentioned it before, but it's something I actually did this week. So, and I know this.
Did you?
I did. I know Jordan Peterson talks about this, but I'm not going to pick up my computer and show you because then it breaks up the audio.
Yeah.
But my garage here, I cleaned both my desks. I actually even moved the location of the microphone so that when we're not recording, it's like out of the way, as opposed to just kind of over there a little bit. So now I actually have like a whole section of my desk that I couldn't use before because it was covered up with microphone cable, and the mic arm was at like shoulder level. So I kept bumping it every time I tried to do anything. So I moved that. I moved my weight bench from under something out to the back wall so that I could have easier access to not only to the weights, but also the stuff that was kind of lining up against the wall that didn't need to. Against the garage door, I could put under the shelf that I have over there, and now it's fine and out of the way. And now I have more room to move and more room to think, more room to work in my workspace. I was like, hey, it's actually an inspiring place I'm inspired to work at it instead of picking up a couple of things or finding a reason not to pick up a couple of things.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I do that.
All right.
You start small. You start with cleaning a little bit of your space. There's also a metaphorical reason too, right? Clean up your own crap before you start teaching others.
I've heard stories about that. Yeah.
And I mean, I know there's mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, you can be an excellent coach of something and not be good at it yourself. I always rely on sport for my metaphors because that's where I go to. But you can watch somebody shoot foul shots and point out the weaknesses in their shots, even if you're not great at it. I know mechanics, and I can look at the mechanics, and I can see the mechanics, and I can tell you what's wrong with your mechanics. I just can't perform the mechanics.
Right.
So there are people who are good. That, on the other hand, don't take your how to make $10 million next year advice from somebody who's $50,000 in debt.
Yeah, there is that. Unless you know who their coach is. But anyhow, yeah. Well, I get there occasionally, And I'm back again. Cleaning up my desk. I actually did a little bit the other day. My problem is discarding stuff that I'm probably never ever going to use again. Having a cluster of things that are a little bit disorganized, but you use regularly is one thing. Having stuff around that you keep tripping over when really, and I find that I can get sentimental over the goofiest things and not get rid of stuff. And then at some point, it's like, why do I have this stuff?
Right, well, and then importantly, if you're going to keep that stuff, why keep it in a place where it's clutter?
You have to see it all the time. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, I'm far ahead of where I was many moons ago. But yeah, I've got a little clutter I can get rid of right now, and I may have to do that just so I can think clearer.
Yeah, there is that part too, right? Hey, now I don't have a messy desk. I don't have a messy mind. Yeah, I remember.
I have had some people who argue at that point. As a matter of fact, way back when I first started working at University Hospital, I worked for a guy who this guy is a magnificent guy, and I was hired as his administrative assistant at the time. And this was a long time ago. At the time, and he traveled. So the first thing that happened when he went away this time was, I'm like, man, let me help him out and straighten up his desk. And he was gone for a week or so. And when he came back,
he couldn't find anything.
When he came back, he looked at his desk and he said, "Oh, so you straightened up my desk?" Okay. and that was all the conversation we had, but I knew I was never to do that again. Because he was that person who knew where everything he was looking for was, so he could just reach into that, what I considered to be a mess, and pull out that one piece of paper he needed that had that thing.
Yeah, I'm that guy too. I can do that, but I found that, hey, if I don't have to do that, then I don't have to have that list of where did I last see that thing. Hey, if I just put it where it's supposed to be, I don't have to remember where I last saw it.
I don't know that he did that, but a lot of his stuff was patient records and stuff. So it's probably stuff he was working on routinely and needed. And I just completely disheveled his system. He
had a system that you didn't understand.
Yeah. So I've learned to ask, but I work for me now. So it's kind of built in. So yeah, but the other thing I'm working on is, again, creating routines, because, routines and habits, we've talked about these. Mm-hmm. And I'm still, I'll get one going for a while and I just got to get it back again. And I think one of my biggest boons is to go back and read the book Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits is an excellent book by, I think, James Clear.
Yeah.
And some really good, stuff that makes sense. Just putting it into practice. Sometimes our biggest obstacle is not learning something new, but unlearning something old.
Yeah.
And once it has become a habit, well, you know what they say. First, we make our habits, and then our habits make us. So,
well, we know our buddy Mandino, only a habit can replace a habit. So you want to get rid of those old habits, you have to find new ones. You can't you can't just say, I want to stop doing that.
Yep. And then when we went into the neuroscience realm, we find out why that's the case. Because there are actual connections in the brain for those habits. And neuroscience is a wonderful thing. It tells you a lot about it. Then you just got to just got, at least you understand it then.
Right. Well, at least you gotta. Oh, that's why I can't break that. So now I know what. In theory, I know what I have to do to.
Right. And
change.
then typically they give you, ways to do. But again, the term with intention comes up over and over and over again. And once you start doing things with intention, then you can focus better. So intention is the new black, or 4:30 in the morning, as we say. I had to bring up the 4:30 thing because you showed me that video earlier.
Yeah. Before we started recording, I think you mentioned something about conspiracy theories, and I said if you want to find something, you can find something. And Reeves did this great TED talk about a decade ago, about 4 a.m. and
it was hilarious.
I mean, obviously it's a comic bit, but yeah,
very well done. Matter of fact, I think you should put that link in the show notes. Actually.
Yeah, I will. We'll put that video in the show notes.
People can really enjoy that and see how conspiracy theories can grow. Because I think we may be in a time of unprecedented amount of conspiracy theories.
And even if we haven't won on numbers, and we've at least won on spread, right? Used to be that you could sit in a bar and tell everybody at the bar about your conspiracy theory, and all of them just go psh. Or maybe you get one other guy sitting there going, "Man, this guy makes sense," and then those two guys
have a club. Yeah.
Go in the corner.
Go home. Yep.
Exactly. Or, the next time they're in the corner, talking conspiracies by themselves.
Yeah.
Or you get like 4 people who believe you, and now you lead a cult.
Yeah. No Kool-Aid.
Yeah. You grow that big enough, you start having sex with other people's wives, and then the FBI raids you.
Yeah.
But now we have the internet, so you can come up with any crazy idea and you can have it out to millions of people in no time.
Yes.
No effort. You don't even have to step out to the local tavern.
And you don't even have to endorse it. All you have to do is talk about it.
That's right.
And just let it go, and it takes on a life of its own. That's scary.
A little bit.
But anyway, no particular topic in mind today, but just thought I'd throw that out there. So anyway,
I wonder if we're going to talk about conspiracy. I wonder if there are any like positive conspiracy theories. Like, what if somebody's up until 4 a.m. since we're talking about that?
Mm-hmm.
And they get vitamin K daily at 3:30 a.m. 4 weeks free, vitaminkdaily.com. And they're reading this dose of positive, and suddenly they're down this today's going to be a great day rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then they got to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
Kelvin, you could be a cult leader by Tuesday.
I could be. I think I've got a small cult. I do have a gathering of folks who subscribe to my philosophies, who identify with them. And from what I understand, they use them in their own lives with great success. I don't know necessarily that they're out on the corner, with the megaphone talking about them, but it's.
Well, maybe you should make that suggestion. See if you can make that happen.
I think I'm gonna leave that one alone. Let them hear the podcast if they are so inclined. I will, however, gratefully accept their mention to another person individually to take a look. That would be wonderful.
It's vitaminkdaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free of your favorite new positive conspiracy theories.
I like that. I'm thinking oh man, we just got a whole new thing to do for the show here. Oh, that's awesome.
So back to cleaning up your room. So a few months ago, I challenged you to get vitamin K daily out at 3:30 a.m. every day.
Uh-huh. You did.
And on the Friday afternoon when I did that, you kind of looked at me like you're looking at me now, like you just not really a smile, but not really a frown, and just kind of staring straight ahead, going, get his point, not gonna cuss him out, may or may not, but you did it. I think there's been like one or two late issues in the 3 or 4 months since then, and I know I don't know,
look, dude, and one of them was even on time after my FiOS had been out for.
That's right.
Holy smoke, for like.
But I don't know if this is still the case. But right when the first couple of weeks that you started getting that out at 3:30, rather than staying up until 4:15 trying to get it out, what was happening before? You were doing yard work. You were doing all kinds of stuff around the house. Like all this other stuff was falling into place because you had metaphorically cleaned your room, getting vitamin K out at 3:30 in the morning.
Correct.
I don't know if that's still happening for you, but that's just it's a benefit, right? It was an unexpected benefit. It's like, okay, now I don't have all this clutter, whether it's sitting on your desk, whether it's up in here, or whether it's even I'm not meeting my promises clutter, which weighs heavy in your heart, right?
It does.
Once you clear that out, you have so much more energy on your hands. You have so much more. You have the same amount of time in your hands, but it feels like more time. Still got that same 24 hours.
I don't know. Maybe you just got the energy to do more things because you feel better. And it is true, I think, in a lot of cases that mental weight is more devastating than physical weight, because it stops us from thinking positively, and that's the culprit that hurts us more than anything else. Our thoughts about things.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, that was true. I did a lot of that at the time. It has since waned a little bit. However, but there's still a lot of other stuff going on. So I haven't given it up. I have been more deliberate about it when I get to it, But yeah, that was true. And previously, when I had that one thing I was doing daily, which just drove me crazy. And I remember when I let it go, I had enough energy to power a lighthouse for a couple of weeks, because it just felt so good because I let it go. So that mental cleanup is excellent, and I highly recommend it. But just like any other thing you do when you clean up, you can take your trash out of the kitchen, put it out on the side of the street. But then if you don't do that for 3 or 4 weeks, guess what? You got a cluttered kitchen again, a lot of trash in there. Yep. So it is something that has to be kept up with. And if you just recognize what it is you're doing, that's giving you that energy, then hey, we can keep it going and keep celebrating that fact. As a matter of fact,
it gives you more time and energy to be celebrating.
True enough. So, yeah, I actually cleaned up the bedroom, man.
Nice.
Nate folded clothes, and living a life of bachelor can be something else once in a while. But
I remember those days, and yeah,
you remember remember that.
This shirt smell okay? Yeah, I'll wear that today.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, we're doing good. So, but it's, again, you do that for a while and then you like, let's reassess. Okay, so what else do we need to fix right now? What else do we need to get into? And then we get into those things.
Yeah.
Have you had any cleanups? Well, besides you're wearing that extra.
Like I said, I cleaned my desks. I
the desk thing was really big for you. You did not like things.
Then you see what I'm back out working on.
See that better human.
Got my book outline back together here.
Awesome.
So,
well, it's September the 3rd when we make this. We got
this will release on the 6th, so we got about 3 more weeks till the end of the third quarter here.
Yeah. Still got time to do some exciting things.
It's true. Heck, the day's not even over yet.
Correct. Correct. So, yeah. So, I'll clean up some more rooms.
All right.
And I'll keep you posted.
I'm going to go enjoy some clean space, and maybe I'll do a little recovering from that long run.
Maybe. So when are you going to disrobe that outfit?
Oh, I don't know. I'll probably just go take a nap for a little while. So
all right.
This will serve as my blanket.
Well, there you go. That works. All right, young man.
The rest of the house isn't as warm as the garage, so.
Correct. Yes. Okay.
All right. So thank you for being here, Kevin. Thank you for humoring me. Everybody, jkwdpodcast.com for show notes for this and all other 273 other episodes. Man, we've been doing this a long time.
Yes, we have.
Rate, review,
feels great, don't it? Yeah.
Rate, review, share, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye. A Better Humanhood production.